Greetings everyone, Bruno Luce here with GLB Productions. Thanks for joining us. In this video, I'd like to discuss three pieces of equipment which I've found extremely useful as a sound engineer and generally as a technically minded person. I think that all sound engineers on an everyday basis should have two pieces of equipment with them at least. First of all, everyone should have a multi-tool. Some people can get away with a pocket knife, but I feel that for us as working technicians, as people who are constantly needing to make adjustments, open packaging, adjust equipment, that sort of thing, we should carry a multi-tool. Now, my personal preference is the Leatherman Wave. Now, the Leatherman Wave, as you can see here, is Leatherman's most popular multi-tool, and it includes, among other things, it includes a 2.9-inch knife blade, which is accessible from the outside, Leatherman's outside opening feature. It also includes a serrated blade, which is useful if you're working around fibrous materials, rope, that kind of thing. And it has pliers as well as a number of other accessories such as a screwdriver, which is swappable for a normal bit, and scissors, which I find incredibly useful. The Leatherman Wave has been very widely reviewed and extensively written about and videoed, so I won't spend too much time on this. There's plenty of information to look up on the internet. It has a 2.9-inch main blade, is 4 inches when closed, and weighs 8.5 ounces or 241 grams. It uses 420 HC stainless steel in its construction, and it has a total of 17 tools. The other thing that I think all sound engineers should carry with them at all times is a flashlight. Now, in the US, this is called a flashlight. In the UK, it's called a torch, and in Singapore, we go one better and call it a torchlight. However, all sound guys need to have one. In fact, I would go so far as to suggest that you should actually have more than one. You should have a small one, like this, which is on your person at all times, and you should have a larger one for times where you need more illumination. When I was first starting out, the industry standard for the sound engineer flashlight was the Maglite AA, also known as the Mini Maglite. Of course, Maglite has now released LED versions of most of its lights, which is great, but many people still carry the Mini Maglite AA because it's not too bright. And when you're working backstage under dark conditions, you don't want a light that's going to draw too much attention to yourself and flashing 500 lumens around trying to look for that mic clip that you dropped or that screw that just fell out of your wireless belt pack is probably not such a good idea. This particular light, as you can see, is a Streamlight Microstream. And this light weighs 1.04 ounces or 29.7 grams, and it is 28 lumens, you can see there, on a single AAA battery. Just for comparison, your standard Maglite AA, the incandescent version, is about 14 lumens, so this is exactly double what you're getting in the Mini Maglite. It has a push-button tail cap switch, you can see there, which will give you either momentary on, or if you push it further, it will give you constant on. One of the things that I really like about this tail cap switch is the fact that it's quite stiff. It's not too easy to activate unintentionally. The light itself is IPX4 water resistant, which means that it is not submersible, but it can be used in the rain, snow, in a shower if you want, or that sort of inclement weather. you get 2 hours 15 minutes of runtime, and it has a dimension of 3.5 inches long and 0.6 inches in diameter. You can see there the newer versions are equipped with a C4 LED, and it has a smooth reflector and polycarbonate lens, very similar in lens type to the Mini Maglite AA. The Streamlight Microstream has this very useful two-way clip here. You can see that it lifts up at the front and it also lifts up at the back. What this means is that it allows you to clip the light head down or head up. Now the actual reason that they put this clip here was so that you can clip this onto the brim of a hat. You can see here that I have a cap here, and by lifting up the back and pushing it on, I now have a improvised but still very effective head torch. Obviously, if you're a sound engineer, you should also carry a dedicated head torch, but that's one advantage of the Streamlight Microstream. So we have here two essential tools for the working sound engineer: a multi-tool and a flashlight. Enter the third piece of equipment I'm going to show you today. This is called the Leatherman Wave / Charge nylon sheath, 4 inches. At least that's how Leatherman refer to it on their website. The reason I'd like to talk about this is that this gives you a way of carrying these two tools together and in such a way that they will be with you at all times when you need them. This setup is something that I carry with me every day, whether I'm teaching or whether I'm working or whether I'm just out and about enjoying myself, and it has been useful countless numbers of times. First of all, let's have a look at the sheath itself. The sheath, as you can see there, this is a very well worn and used example. Velcro main flap. It does have a little bit of padding which will help to preserve your tool. My tool has already gone through 2 of these sheaths, and this one's just about worn out. On the back it has a belt loop, and it also has 2 smaller loops. You can see some lint there. 2 smaller loops that will allow you to carry this horizontally if you have a real skinny belt that you can thread through this. The main loop here will accommodate belts of about 2 inches. These unfortunately will only accommodate, well, probably a 1-inch belt if you really scrunch it through. This sheath has elastic pass-through pockets on the side. Here you can see there. And inside the main compartment at the back, it has one more pocket there. One interesting feature about this is you can see the hole in the bottom. Now, that's not for drainage. It's actually to allow you to holster the tool in the open position. All right, now once it's there, it doesn't really Velcro. If you open this up, you can sort of Mickey Mouse it, but I don't think that's how they intended it to be used. I think the idea is just that, you know, if you're using the tool and you need to put it away quickly rather than set it down on the floor where you're likely to use it, they designed this sheath such that you can just pop it in and you won't bust out the bottom of the sheath because of the hole. Useful feature from a very forward-thinking company. So to put the tool away, obviously folds up, and then you stow it in here. Okay. The light, as you can see, is about the same dimension as the sheath. The torch goes into this outside pocket and clips over on the outside, like so. Now, I think this is a marriage made in heaven. It is incredibly compact. It's just over 4 inches in length. And this, because it clips on, can't fall off. And in fact, it actually tucks in really nicely. And this helps to give, as you can see, there's some, if you push it in, it sort of nestles into the end, the edge of the sheath. And this helps to protect both the push button switch, which as you can see there is occluded by the flap, and the lens from damage. You'll still get a bit of wear from rubbing on things that you pass by, but that's perfectly normal. Depending on which side you carry your multi-tool on, you can also clip this onto the other side, like that. I can't count the number of times that I've needed either my light or my multi-tool in a given working day. Even if I'm not working on sound jobs, it's always good to have these two things with you at all times. So there you are. Sound Engineer's EDC. Streamlight Microstream. Leatherman Wave. Standard Wave Charge Nylon Sheath 4 inches. I recommend this combination to you, and indeed to anybody who wants to be prepared. This is Bruno Luce for GLB Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.